Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chantel Fols with Chantel Fols Art, and today I'm going to be discussing with you the pros and cons in becoming a full-time artist. I've been in the industry for 6 years, and I could tell you since going full-time around 4 years ago, there has its challenges, its obstacles, and also its wins. And I want to share with you today what I went through, my experiences that helped me to overcome those challenges, but I also had some very successful, prominent moments in my career. Starting with the cons, I always like to get the bad out the way first, y'all, because I'm like, I'll just get the bad out the way, right? And then we can move into the positives. So, starting with the challenges. Number one, the first challenge in becoming a full-time artist, in my experience, is inconsistent sales. This is probably the biggest challenge for many artists. Talking to multiple people in the art industry, they lack sales and they're trying to find ways on how can I make a full-time living in this economy? How can I be sustainable with buying groceries and paying my bills, but also selling paintings? And I'm here to tell you it's a real thing. That's why the whole quote of starving artists has come about, because many people don't know what to do with their art, and they really do struggle with finding ways to get consistent sales to meet their demands at home financially. Now, if you're a full-time stay-at-home mom, or either you have a full-time job and you're doing this as a hobby and you want to transition, like I did, into full-time artistry, then you'll have to definitely sit down and think smart, right? Okay, let me sit down and work out my expenses and use your income from your job and start saving towards your career, which your career would be being an artist. A lot of people have careers, but they're also good in arts. And so you have to pivot from one career to another career. And there's nothing wrong with having multiple careers. And there is nothing wrong with having a full-time job and being an artist on the side. But there's so many intricacies in between that as a business owner, and not just a hobbyist, because at some point, you know, that good old IRS will come looking for you, right? If you're making too much money. But, you know, you have to pivot from the business aspects and then going into the creative side. And if you're not getting the consistent sales that you need, that could be a huge hurdle that you have to get over. But the second thing that I had as a challenge in becoming a full-time artist was time constraints. When I say time constraints, when you have a full-time job, or you're a mother or a parent, I say a father because it may be a man watching this, I don't know. Or maybe you're in school, okay? You have so many other projects and obligations that you have to meet for your personal life. Time constraints can come into the way. You have to be able to balance your schedule very well if you have multiple things going on. So if you have, you know, I'm working full time from 6 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. in the evening, and then after that I got school, when do you find the time to do art? Okay, projects for art galleries and projects for maybe somebody wants a commission piece, art piece, or design or something. The time that you have to put into what you're supposed to be doing can really get in the way. The third thing that I have is a challenge is if you do not have the finances or the resources to create, that is a challenge, right? Because, hey, I can't just sit over here and make a canvas pop out of thin air. You got to be able to have the money and the resources to be able to fund your projects, fund whatever it is that you want to do as a creative. So there are opportunities out there to get grants and scholarships for your projects. However, you're up against a lot of competition to get the funding and the resources that you need, unless you have like a crowdfunding, like a GoFundMe or Kickstarter type of situation that can help you fund your projects, but you have to be very detailed in raising capital for your art adventures. Now, I know that not having the resources and the funding can be a challenge. And I'll tell you a part of my story with this. For a while, I didn't have the, I didn't have the capital or the money to create art. What I ended up doing was I created sporadically, like very spread out apart, to save money to create art or to create a design. Or I found another avenue of how to turn my work into something else to compensate for what I needed in the time. So for example, I found out I could use my artwork and take the design of my artwork and put it onto a product like a t-shirt. And then I would do print on demand. So then I would sell a t-shirt and I would use the money from the t-shirt sale to go buy some more canvases, because I knew ultimately my goal was to get my art into art galleries, which I'll do another video on how to get your work into art galleries. So that could be a challenge if you don't have the finances or additional resources to get what you need to create, because art products, I'm telling you now, are going up with this inflation. The last thing is meeting deadlines and obligations. Now, if you're not good at following through on deadlines, I got another thing for you. If you want to be a part of a vendor event or an art gallery call or anything of that nature, you have to be prepared. You have to understand the ins and outs of, you know, meeting deadlines and putting together your artist resume, your art statement, your vision statement. Maybe somebody wants to see a business plan. It's very rare that someone will ask to see a business plan for your art business. But you never know who you're gonna meet. You might meet someone in the elevator and you end up doing a quick elevator pitch. And they're like, you know what? I would love to hear more about your business. Do you have a business card available to give to them or to direct them to a website? A lot of artists, they make sales through friends and family on social media, but they don't have an actual website, or they're not set up in their business enough to expand past friends and family. Because I believe every single creative, this is just me, this is my opinion, I believe that every single creative is worthy of having a website, having your business structure set up, and being able to sell past friends and family. Like a stranger should be able to see your work and go, I want that because it speaks to me, or to be perfect in my office or living room. You deserve that, right? As an artist. And also as an artist, you are capable and worthy of increasing your business line and what you portray as a business owner. So you are worthy of professionalism, you can do it, and you are worthy of having whatever you need in front of you to create and to produce what is needed out of you. So those are the challenges that I face. Those are just a few of many. I can tell you now that many people as a full-time artist have experienced many other things, but those are just some of the things that I experienced as an artist, becoming a full-time artist. Okay, so moving on from the challenges, right? So now let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to why you should become a full-time artist, the positives, the wins, the pros, okay? And again, just like the cons, I only have a few things, and this is just from my experience. This is just my opinion. Again, I'm looking down at my notes here. So, number one, flexibility in your schedule. I absolutely love being an entrepreneur. I think it's part of my DNA. I got a bachelor's degree in entrepreneurial studies specifically for this reason, is to learn entrepreneurship. If you do not understand entrepreneurship as a business owner, just go and do some more research. Look at your art industry and just really look at what's the possibilities of being an entrepreneur. Right? And that is it. The flexibility of your schedule. A lot of people become entrepreneurs because they want to be able to have time for their families, time for their life, to be able to enjoy their vacations without worrying about a schedule from a corporate job. A lot of people are not mandated for entrepreneurship. So, hey, if that's not you, that's totally okay. But this is for the people that truly are called to artistry full time. It's in your head and you're like, I got to get it out. It's because it's time to start really looking into those things of why you should do it, which is why you're watching this video. The flexibility and the possibilities and flexibility is beyond anything you can imagine. You get to decide how you want to maneuver your art journey, your art career. The second thing, even though finances and resources could be a con, it actually can be a positive too, because you get to control how much money you want to bring in. It's all about sales. As a business owner, you want to go back and look at not only the industry you're getting into, look at how much the art industry is making in the last 10 years in the increase of revenue in this industry. You get to decide, are you going to be a part of, the impact on the art industry value market, or are you going to just be a speck in the dust, okay, on what you make? You get to choose. You know what? I want to sell, let's just say you want to create art prints with your artwork. You want to sell 28 by 10 art prints. You invest in the products to make the art prints at home, or a print on demand company, or you work with an actual fine print company. Well, guess what? You get to decide, I want to sell 20 of these at $10 a piece, and my income will be $200. And then you subtract whatever you use for materials, and then your profit could be like $150. In reality, you probably made more than what it costs to make the art prints, right? So you get to decide, hey, I'm gonna set up at an art vendor show or art market show or my local vendor show for like the holidays, and I'm gonna sell 3 art pieces at $500 a piece. That's $1,500. Plus, I want to sell 10 coffee mugs at $10 a piece. Okay, that's $1,000 or $100. Sorry, my math is off. I'm going off the top of my head, but you get the point. You get to control how much money you make. You get to control your schedule. You get to control how much money you make. And moving into the next part, you get to control your networking opportunities. Get out there, mix and mingle at art galleries, mix and mingle at art shows, support other artists, get into the community, see what's needed in your area. Let's say you have a school, an elementary school in your neighborhood, and they're looking for volunteers. Maybe you can volunteer to do art projects if you know you want to work with kids, okay? Because that will give you the experience for your resume to say, I volunteer at this elementary school as an art instructor, or to read art illustrated books and to describe the art in the books, right? There's so much to do with networking. Let's say you want to get into the nonprofit field where you want to sell your art pieces specifically to nonprofit organizations. So because they got so much money, they need to just spend their money, okay? They need to get the money out. So that's a great opportunity too. If you know that your work is quality enough to be in those spaces, in those office spaces, then you get to decide, hey, I want to network with the foundation for this company. I want to make this much money from this. Like I could sell a $10,000 painting to this corporation because it will benefit children surviving domestic abuse or something along those lines, right? It's really what is the message of your business, your art. The last thing that I have is the creative opportunities. You're not just limited to just being a painter. You can expand to being a graphic designer. I'm also in the area of graphic designing. If you know you have the skill sets on sewing, right? You can sew pillows for something specific. You get to choose how your business runs. You could choose how you want to design and create your artwork. So becoming a full-time artist has its pros and cons. Again, that's just some of my experiences. The options for everybody and what everyone experiences is different. But I'll tell you one thing, they have helped me grow so much. And so I do want to say this, if you are considering becoming a full-time artist, definitely think about your brand. What does your brand look like? What is your brand? What is the marketing? Who is your audience? Who are your collectors, your art collectors? Start researching terminology in the art industry, okay? Art collectors, start researching business terminology. Look into getting a business account, business address, business cards, business website. I mean, that accepts payments, an e-commerce website. Start really looking at the little details of the business aspects. Get familiar with just the business basics. I'm talking simple things. I know a lot of people, and forgive me because I'm a business owner. I've been doing this for a while. So I say it's simple. Someone probably has no clue, but the best place to start is looking at, okay, can I afford to become a full-time artist? Do I really have something here that I can live off of? Okay. Am I married? Is my partner okay with me maneuvering to the next phase of my journey as an artist? Look at your artist statement. If you don't have an artist statement, Google it. What you gotta do to come up with an artist statement. Make it fit. What does your work embody? What message do you want people to see when they see your work? Also, get your resume together. Start becoming a professional and treat yourself as the art professional that you are if you're going to become a full-time artist. Because becoming a full-time artist isn't just for giggles, okay? People really take art serious. The art market is a serious thing. If you look at some of the, what do they call it? The art auctions, right? They are really auctioning off people's work. $100,000. If your work was to be auctioned today, and you looked at your work, would it be worthy of $10,000, $5,000, $20,000, $100,000? Because all it takes is the one time someone sees your work and go, oh yes, I will invest $100,000 because they meet the check marks for what I'm looking for to collect my art. Because one day you could be worth millions of dollars. You could be worth high six figures. I mean, it's all up to you. You get to choose that as a full-time artist. What does your brand look like? You know, is it cutesy, colorful? Is that your work? Does your work speak with your logo? Do you have something modern? My art brand is very modern and clean. I like the color black. That is my uniform, is black and white. That is my business color. So a lot of my videos, you'll see me wear a black blouse or a white one, or maybe my shirt with my logo on it. I don't know, maybe I'll switch it up sometimes, but that's my uniform. That's my brand. That's what I want people to see me as. Black and white logo, black and white business colors. And what does it speak to? What does my work speak to? Modern designs. So my work could range from interior designing, licensing, to being colorful if I wanted to, because black goes with everything, so does white, right? So that's kind of my appeal to the black and white logo. I wanted the signature look. I wanted to have a very simple, clean signature look. What is the baseline of becoming a full-time artist and branding? If you have all these things, then move to the next sector, because you have the business plan layout. You have the canvas model, okay? A word you need to research. You have your canvas model laid out. You have everything in place. You are already there. Do you have your business stuff in line? Your business bank account, your EIN number, your LLC or your S corporation, your business website, your domain. Expand past just having an EIN number. You want to have more business credit. Okay, you have to be able to track all of those things in your QuickBooks or with an accountant, an attorney, a creative attorney. Those are some things to consider too when you start getting into the higher value market in the art industry. Also too, think about the avenues. How do you want to make more money from your work? Okay, it's not just about, oh, I make, really cute portraits, or I make really nice flowers, floral paintings, botanicals. Think about what will really up level the competition, because it is a very competitive market. But that does not mean just because it's competitive that you don't have a space there. You always have a space there. I mean, there's so many breads on the shelves, but people buy the bread that they prefer. There's a preference. So remember that your work is unique as a full-time artist. Never compare yourself to other artists. And when you're creating, it's good to get inspiration from other art, people that have made it to where you want to be. But also remember, your style is unique. What you create is what you create. What you design, what you put out is what was in you. It just came out onto canvas or paper or digital illustration or however you create. So again, I'm so grateful that you took the time to watch this video. I hope that it was helpful for you. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment below. Let me know what are some of your pros and cons in transitioning to becoming a full-time artist if you're not already, or if you are a full-time artist. Or maybe you want to share some tips on some things that have helped you overcome those challenges that I've talked about today. See you in the next video.